Is Thunderbolts good? Yeah. Yeah, I just watched it like fucking an hour ago and it's pretty fucking good. Yeah, it was a really good movie. It made me feel things and stuff. So that's how like it did a good job. So heads up, this is going to be a very spoiler heavy fucking thing. Oh, my camera a bit. This is gonna be a very spoiler heavy what would you call this, breakdown or whatever of Thunderbolts. So if you don't want spoilers, uh go fuck your cat or something. Yeah, like click off because I'm gonna fucking cover everything. Thunderbolts. Holy shit, man. Yeah, I heard the general consensus for this movie, I guess, was that it is good, right? That's what I've heard from pretty much everyone, but I didn't expect it to be like that good. Like it was really good. Like I liked it like a lot. Um, so yeah, let's just talk about what happened, I guess, in the movie and what the fuck it means for Marvel as a whole. Oh, I forgot about the end credit scene until right now. That's really the shit that interests me. But whatever. Anyways, Thunderbolts. Starts off with the Elena. I'm not gonna lie, don't kill me if I don't understand something big because I did come like 10 minutes late into the movie. I walked into the movie, by the way, theater that's completely empty. Fuck me, man. I could have edged myself to death there and nobody would have known. But I came into the movie like 10 minutes late around where Yelena, she was on her like mission shit and then she was trying to get some scientists and then he did a backflip or some shit and then he oh that shit's sorry, the mic is a little dirty. And then he kills himself and then the building explodes. That's when I came into the movie. And then it started off with like Yelena's story. Um so I don't know what happened before there. I don't know how much I missed, but yeah, that's where I walked into. Yeah, they did a really good job of other stuff that I would see on the teasers and trailers was like in that room. Not all of it, but a big heavy portion of the marketing and stuff was there. Um, and I would see like clips on IG, like memes about John Walker fucking pulling his goddamn strap on Victoria, ready to fucking unload that goddamn switch on him, and he has the shiesty on. Is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, Captain Chicago. Anyways, yeah, that scene was really fucking good. Damn, I actually forgot about that. That fighting scene where it was Yelena and John Walker and Ghost and Taskmaster. Taskmaster. I can't fucking say it. Taskmaster. Now I know what people were saying that they. I wish they would have given Taskmaster more because she got fucking cooked. In the first like a minute of that fight. Really, it was a good fight though. It was like straight action. It was very well choreographed. There's a lot of things that I noticed. Like the movie was very clean, if that makes any sense. Like I don't want to say I could see where things were going, but the way that they went about it was very, very, very nice and smooth. Um, Maybe because I've also seen a good amount of marketing, but I kind of knew somewhat where the plot was going a little bit. But they did a. It was just so. It was good. Like even I would still be thinking like, oh, is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? It was a great movie. Anyways, I'm getting off track. That scene was great. Taskmaster got fucking cooked. Got goddamn sprayed on the goddamn pavement, by ghosts. Fire away, by the way. Teleport in front of her and then shoot her. Oh, pretty good. John Walker, by the way, I understand where all the John Walker appreciation is coming from. He was fucking amazing in that movie. Yeah, he was very good, almost like a highlight. He's pretty, unless maybe that's just me, but I really liked his character. Yeah, where the fuck was that during? But it's so weird because it almost feels like Marvel did such a good job at making us not like a character like John Walker because me and pretty much everyone else did not like him as a character. But that's kind of the point. But he kind of transcended that, and that people just didn't like him. He just thought he was goofy Captain America. But that was the whole point, is that they wanted you to think he was goofy Captain America. So now that he's not goofy Captain America, you're like, oh shit, this suits him a lot better because this is who he fucking is, and he has problems, and he has trauma, and he has things with his family, and like he went to a piece of shit after he actually felt the impact of people not liking him as Captain America, and it affected him and his family. He had that flashback where he would go with his kid And his wife is like, "Yo, how about you fucking look at the baby at the very least?" And he's like, "Nah, bitch, fuck you."
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
So yeah, but he's getting better. It's good. I really like his character. Great. So I see why people are raving over John Walker. Great character. The rest of the plot was fucking great. Yelena was great. Ghost got a lot of development. I feel like she was the most underdeveloped character in the whole movie. She got a lot, obviously. I forget her story, and I think it was Ant Man and the Wasp too that she showed up. I forget kind of her story, but there's a story there. And this builds on it, and it builds on it in a pretty good way. But regardless, she's still the character that doesn't get like that much love. Like what are her intentions again? Maybe there's something I'm missing from Ant-Man and the Wasp, but here it just seems like she learned that yeah, trying to work with the team is actually better, and she actually has a fondness for them, and this and that, and she's actually not a bad person because she came back for them like 2 times when she didn't have to. That is something. The whole movie went like she didn't get a lot of development, but the whole movie relied on her in that one scene with her going through the cement door and opening that shit. If she didn't do that, the movie would have been done, and she could have literally walked out of there, and no one could have seen her because she literally has the power to like phase to another reality. I don't know how it is. I think it's like I don't know. I'm not about to break down Ghost's powers, but the way that I understand Ghost's powers is like she goes invisible for us in our dimension in our reality wherever she goes, but it's more than that. She goes more than just invisible. She goes through things. So is she invisible and she can go through things, but she's still here, right? Or does she go to like another reality where I don't know, maybe things are like here, but they're kind of see through, so she knows she can go through that. I don't fucking know. I don't know how it goes. She goes to another place. She's gone, right? Um, Cool character, super cool character, and the fight scenes that they did in that whole bunker thing, great, 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 great. I feel like also the movie did a very great job of showing you each person's um abilities and just fighting style. John Walker's ready to put that fucking strap on him, and he used the shield a lot, and also just straight hands and power. And he was like, oh, he's a kind of brute force guy. He's just fucking ready to goddamn go. He's actually tactical, and it was funny. The humor is also very good. I'll get to that in a second. Um, Watching them interact, Elena and John Walker and Ghost also was great. It was good. And then of course you have Red Guardian, very funny man. The Red Guardian is a very funny man. Great comic relief of the movie, and he got Thunderbolts. He was very good. It's very funny. I just said that. I'm having a brain fart. Use your words. Guy was fucking hilarious throughout the movie. I could see how some people could find his jokes cringe and stuff, and some of the times they didn't hit 100%. But for the most part, it was pretty funny. Maybe looking back at it, if I watch it again, it won't be as funny, obviously. But I had a good fucking time with his jokes. He was pretty good. He was also pretty cool. That whole scene with the girl that got killed in front of his fucking face, crazy, crazy, crazy. There was a lot of shit going on in this movie, and it's great because it all flowed and it all worked and it all made sense. Nothing was like, oh, why is it? I mean, sure, there were a couple small little moments, but everything happened relatively quick. I think this is one of those few movies that I watch that I actually know the timeline of things happening. Like the whole movie happened within what, a week, if that, right? You usually don't. Maybe that's something. It's just a me thing, but I think about that a lot during movies. They don't like establish days going by and stuff. Maybe they do, but I just don't pay attention. But this one's very easy to follow through. Thing after thing after thing. Bunker. Um, Oh no, Yelena sent to bunker, bunker fight, escape bunker, fight at bunker, escape, void, sentries there, keep going, void is captured, go back, save void, no, the Bucky comes, like, it's great. The timing and the pacing of the movie were fucking amazing. And the plot was very interesting. It was juicy. I actually wanted to know what the fuck would happen next. I was on the edge of my seat almost. Like, holy Christmas, man. It's been a while since a Marvel movie has kind of made me feel like that. Well, I wouldn't say a while. Last time I felt like that, I think, was whenever Guardians 3 came out, and it is currently May. Oh, my computer. It is currently May 16th, 2015. 2015. Am I crazy? 2025. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, the last time I felt like that in a Marvel movie was Guardians 3. So whenever that was, I don't know, maybe it's been a while. After fucking a great fight scene and Taskmaster Master getting cooked, we see boom boom boom. What's his name? Sentry. Whoa, Bob, as they call him. His name is actually Bob. I hate the whole Bob trope when they call like a random man. Oh my god, it's Bob. Laugh cue. Young Sheldon moment. You know, I hate that bullshit that movies like to do. Call people Bob. It's like the Bob trope, whatever the fuck it's called, whatever. So that kind of annoyed me. I was like, oh my god, of course his name is Bob. Couldn't give him a name like Darwin. You know, just a normal fuck, whatever. I'm over it. So then yeah, Sentry comes in the picture. Obviously, you hear that he comes out of some fucking thing because he like slooshes out of something. Everyone else is trying to figure out who the fuck he is. They can't get out of the goddamn room. Walker finds a goddamn panel. Ghost goes through, opens the door. They escape. They're still trying to figure out who the fuck Sentry is. And then the whole time, us as the audience, we're also piecing it together because even though me, I'm more into Marvel stuff maybe than the normal Joe Schmo out there. So I've seen marketing, I've seen Instagram posts or whatever, you know. But even though I've seen parts of the movie, I didn't know how they got there. So it was very nice to see how they got there because they were in the room. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen in that room. Um, they worked together, got out. Ghost opened the door, and they got through. Cool. But now what? It was a lot more than that because then Walker. I like their personalities were great. It was a very great batch of characters. They mixed very well. It was entertaining. God damn. You had holy shit. Walker and Sentry butting heads because John Walker wants to be the authority figure or whatever, and Sentry's like, I don't really give a fuck. Also, you're an asshole, right? Uh, so yeah, they kind of clashed at one point, almost got fucking into it. Walker gave him the goddamn push. I love how they did Walker. I'm sorry, Walker Glaze here, but they did such a good job of showing that he's a fucking great soldier, like peak human soldier, and then also has a super serum. So yeah, it's kind of like Cap. So they did a great job of kind of, but Cap stands for more like a more righteous symbol, and he stands more than what John Walker currently is, because I guess Captain America is like a shining beacon of just good and hope and everything. And John Walker currently he has like character flaws, which make him into who he is, U.S. agent. Um, but yeah, just watching him fight was fucking great during the whole movie. Oh, there's another fight scene I just remembered, which was great. My fucking jaw was on the floor because it was so sexy. It was a very, very, very good action scene. Um, they get out. They kind of Walker and Sentry kind of butt heads. They get over it, but during that moment, Yelena, I believe, and Sentry have a moment when she's like, "Hey guys, chill the fuck out. Your dicks are small, like, and enough comparing sizes." Where she sees, and we learn as the audience that Sentry's powers are like, what would you call it? I kept saying in the movie it was like 11 and Homelander made a child. So instead of Homelander being Superman power wise, you would have 11 power wise because that's what it seems like Sentry is. But he's more because he's also very strong. Like physically, he could take a lot of damage and be completely fine. Um, seems like because I think most of the punches were landing. Because there was one scene that got me a little confused when someone tried to punch him, and then there was like a barrier, fucking invisible barrier. So I was like, do the punches land, or is it that he's super strong, or is it a combination of both? Whatever. Let's fucking get into that another time. They get out, they go into the fucking pipe, right, touching assholes, which is great. Walker saves them. Uh, don't care what you say. Sorry. He did the job and got everyone alive. Sure, it was risky, but it was really what the fuck else were you gonna do? He got them out. More John Walker glaze? Question mark? Maybe. Um, They got out, and then that's when shit got real. It learned, and then there was also the subplot of what was happening with Valentina and Bucky in the background, which then culminated into Bucky actually coming and pulling up and helping them. Um, that was great. Fucking that the black guy, I think he's not a congressman, or maybe he's a congressman. The one that was going against Valentina trying to take her down. That guy's great. Underrated character of the movie. I fucking love that guy. Everything that came out of his goddamn mouth is fucking pretty goddamn amazing. Um the military ends up finding out that they're not fucking dead. Pulls up on them, tries to kill them. More great fight scenes. Um they get the fuck out of there, and it actually all worked out. Ghost, before storming off and dipping like everybody thought she just disappeared, before doing that she actually did go through with the plan and got the car. So after a couple fighting and this and that, and then her having more depth, that's another great thing that the movie did, is that they developed Yelena almost like Black Widow, and where she's Hulk's um rock, or whatever you want to call it. How Black Widow could say, "Hey, the sun's getting really low, whatever the fuck," and then Hulk would calm down and become human. That's what Yelena has become to Sentry. And I think they did a very nice job of doing that with implementing Yelena's own personal ties to Sentry, so they're making that connection even bigger, which will go further into the movie. Well, actually, just so I don't forget, let me just say it now. Yelena is a very conflicted character, and she fights with a lot of depression, and you didn't hear that. She fights with a lot of depression and battles of her past and who she is. And so Sentry, at one point when he becomes God fucking sicko mode, void mode, she's like, "Yeah, I'll fucking do it," and then she does it, and then kind of dies. I think she did it because of the pain that she has inside, but also to help Sentry and see if there's a possibility to go and meet him in whatever dimension void that is. But I also think that she did it because she wanted to. I don't remember exactly how it happened in the movie, so maybe I'm misspeaking there. But anyways, uh, they get out, they whoop goddamn ass. I tell you that, they look goddamn good doing it. And then Ghost comes, picks them up. There's a very nice little scene there where then they're like, "Fuck, we're cooked. We can't get past this guard. Everything's going to work, but now it's not." Bob Sentry gets out of the car and then says, "Hey guys, shoot me," pretty much, and then they fucking do. Yeah, they shoot him. They shoot him a lot. Shoot him a couple fucking times, and then that gives them a chance to get away, which kind of shows how Sentry does, in a way, have a heart, have a good, you know, sense of being at his core, which is great because if he didn't, we'd be fucked. Sentry is basically like our Adam Warlock, you know. He's fucking insane that we made this as humans. Did we do like psychic stuff? I don't know. I want another Sentry backstory because I'm actually interested in this character, which means that they did a good job of making me invested in it. So, good job, Marvel. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, they shoot the fuck out of him. They get out, and then yeah, he goes kind of crazy. That's when he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you guys," and that's when we get to see his powers a little more. He doesn't get, you know, touched by that. And he starts levitating, falls down. Great scene where he's going up. He goes into like basically space, comes down, lands down, whole fucking thing. Survives that. Is cool. Which fucks up the Thunderbolts. Is the Thunderbolts escape? They flip over, but they still end up getting away. And now Sentry's knocked out, the government takes him in, and that's it. That's kind of the end of Act One or whatever. I like how they put the government as kind of like a shit entity, you know, in that they're not the best, and they made Sentry, and they're running it horribly, and they have this woman in charge. But that's when you have the good side of the government coming in, the side that Barnes is on, Bucky, and the one congressman I mentioned earlier, um, the goat. So then they end up walking away or getting away, and fucking the boy Guardian, the Red Guardian pulls up. Fucking amazing. Also, there's that scene earlier where Yelena and the Guardian meet up and kind of have like a little moment time to time. I keep forgetting that he's her dad and Romanash's dad, right? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong there, but it's what the fucking movie showed me. It's like, hey, when you would small, wheat, tiny grapefruit fruit sized baby. Um, you used to do this. He was like, he established himself as their dad, but I keep forgetting that. There was a nice earlier scene where they actually bonded, and then that builds further into how the movie goes with her being, um, I guess, emotionally attached to what Void is, not Sentry Void, because it's something that she feels, and is currently going through. It's very good character development. Guardian comes in, fucking hop in my limo. Uh, and it's funny because he knew he got that information. He got that information because he has a limo service and he picks up a bunch of people, important people. And he's like, you'd be surprised the people I would pick up. And he's right because I do something similar in that I ride people around in a prestigious part of town. And you'd be surprised the people that I get in there in the car, and that they're having a conversation with either whoever they're with or on the phone doing whatever they're doing. They don't go fuck. They're gonna see me for 10 minutes, 30 minutes max or whatever during their time here. Like you'd be surprised of the shit that just being in a car and limo service and things like that. A chauffeur of sorts, the people and stuff that you get. It's kind of impressive. So that was actually even more funny for me because I was like, I get where he's coming from. He knew that Valentina was doing that shisty shit in the desert. So then he ends up going over there, and I think Elena said that she's also doing some shit. Oh no, that's what it was. That's what I got her fucked. I didn't really understand that Yelena was like spying on her dad, and she was like, "Oh yes, it's done." After she spoke with her dad, and then she's like, I'm done. Like, this is the last time I'm doing this. I don't know what the fuck that was about. She's spying on her dad and then just never got addressed again. And then, well, maybe it did. Maybe that's also why she felt so bad because she doesn't even know that he did all that stuff, or that she did all that stuff. That she was spying on him. But I'm sure he wouldn't even give a shit. He'd be like, I have a shot of vodka. I don't care, my Yelena. So I don't know. I didn't. Maybe I missed something there. Guardian comes, scoops them up. They're getting the fuck out of there. Guess who fucking finds them eventually? The government. So when they go to kill them, they're doing their best to fucking outlast them. Bucky pulls up, shits on them. He has a great moment, where he fucking cooks all these goddamn ATVs or whatever. And that was cool. He kind of got like a shine back Bucky moment where my 5 Bucky enjoyers were somewhere losing their fucking mind in that goddamn theater. But it was good. It was actually a good scene. Saves them, quote unquote, because he did all that just to shit on them. So then he ties them all up. Which, yeah, I guess if you think about it, Bucky can take all of them. Yelena, yes. If he's not even in Winter Soldier mode, guaranteed. I mean, Black Widow was barely even buying herself time with him. Um, Walker could put a fight, sure, but I'm sure he'd get cooked because they're both superhumans. Um, and this guy has a metal arm, so that also like puts him up. And his superhero serum is like pretty much the same, if not better, than Walker's. Anyways, Ghost is not doing dick. Sorry, it's just a matter of, yeah, how far are you getting? Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good fight. Interesting, like what if episode, whatever. And then Red Guardian's not. He's not. He's the same thing as Walker. So, anyways, gets them. He then gets a call from what's her name, who was kind of interesting. I think her name is Mel, the girl that was the spy, if you can say that. Let me see something. Yeah. So Mel is the snitch, but she's having an internal conflict because either she was playing the long game the whole time or she's flip flopping in how she feels and that she wants to help, but then she doesn't. She's having an internal thing, or maybe she makes a decision later that's like, fuck that. I'm just gonna be evil because I just get more benefits. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe her 401k. She thought about her 401k and she's like, actually, I should just stay here working for Valentina. Whatever. Thunderbolts are tied up. Bucky, he gets a call from Mel saying, "Hey, listen, this Sentry project thing, like it's pretty fucking crazy. Like this girl's losing her fucking mind. She doesn't know what this dude is capable of, and I'm kind of scared. Can you please do something about that?" And then he's like, "Oh, who? Sentry, Bob?" And then they're like, "That's what we've been trying to fucking tell you. This guy's out of his fucking mind, and he's kind of some weird shit is going on there. We don't fully know what's happening." And if she's behind it, that's not good because she's gonna do whatever the fuck she wants. And then obviously she's able to go to these lengths to set us up to all kill each other, and then she disposes of us like she's clearly doing something fucked. That's not what you do. And sure, they're one to speak but that's the whole premise of the team is that they're kind of like a Suicide Squad band of, Bonnie and Clyde's fucking, people. But they're right. They're like, hey, yeah, we were trying to tell you about that fucking Bob guy. Bucky's like, all right, bet, my bad, OG, my fault. I got you, homie. So they kind of form a team, and then now their new plan is to go after Valentina, who clearly has something going with Void, Sentry, Bob at this point. And I really like that. I like how they made Bob, Sentry, and Void three different people. But now that I think about it, I wonder how they had Sentry as another person because he wasn't being mind controlled, but he was acting completely different. And is it because Valentina's fucking Snow Bunny mind control actually worked? Even though I don't think she was Snow Bunny, she was from Peru or something. We saw that in the flashback when she was a kid. Something about like Peru or something. They were talking Spanish. Actually, no, they weren't talking Spanish. They were talking like some weird dialect, but it was like Spanish, but it wasn't Spanish. I don't fucking know. Sentry. They try to fight whatchamacallit. They try to fight Valentina. Sentry pulls up. Turns out he's protecting her. She got through to him. A fight ensues. Great fight. It really showcases. First of all, again, great job of showing everyone's fighting style. But it goes to show that hey, you guys are fucking useless against Sentry, which makes you think, how the fuck are they gonna beat this guy? Because he's a goddamn god. He also makes a good point. He's like, "You said I was bigger." I love this line because it really hones home what he's trying to say when he confronts Val. He's like, "You said I was stronger than the Avengers. I'm better than the Avengers. Last time I remember, the Avengers have a god, so I'm better than a god, if not a god." Gotcha, bitch. Uh, Great fight scene. Thunderbolts versus the goddamn Sentry. Not even close. They really show his powers. This guy's fucking insane. He's not even touched by them. He can grab things and levitate them. So he has telekinesis. He it seems like he could crush things, right? Also, he's ridiculously strong, like ridiculously strong. Uh, yeah, these people really took a fucking beating though. I don't know if he was going all out. Nah, what am I talking about? He was definitely just toying with them and just like swatting them like flies while they're fighting for their goddamn life. He whoops literally everyone's ass. Yelena, Guardians, I thought got thrown out of the fucking window. But no, I guess they brought him back because I was like, yo, this guy in the trailers when they showed that, I'm like, he's cooked. He's not. Yo, they look like he got thrown to the goddamn next city over. Like you're not. Even if you have super soldier things, you're just fucked. You're not having a good fucking time. But then they brought him back, so they didn't, just toss him in the open air. Yelena got her ass beat. Ghost got her ass beat. Um, and yeah, he gets completely fucking dominates everyone. They get their ass bit a bit. Yeah, they get their ass bent over and fucked. I'm sorry. They get their ass beat. They end up running away. He lets them run away, and then he explains why he did. She's like, "Kill him," and she's like, "No, they are no longer a threat to me. They're no longer like an issue." So, and she's like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you to get them." And he's like, "Maybe we have a little misunderstanding here. I'm a god, and you're nothing. So I'm not gonna listen to the opinions of an ant. Thank you very much. Oh, but we made you. We are. I don't give a fuck what you did. Okay. I'm the god here, and then he mind fucks her, makes her see the worst. So it seems like a Sentry makes you relive or just be in the worst moment of your life, if not a couple worst moments of your life. It's tailored and personalized to every single person. So he makes her, and he makes you see that. So he made her see that, and yeah, he now knows that information also about that person, and is like, hey, listen, you're nothing. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And then yeah, she's like, fuck no. and then he's like, "Do something about it," and then she pulls the switch, and then he just slaps it out of her hand, and it's like, "Listen here, I'll kill you if I want. I don't give a fuck. Is that what I have to do?" And then she's like, "I'm not scared of you." And then that girl Mel pulls up. Convenient moment of the movie, I just want to say, but sure, plausible. I'll give it to them. Mel pulls up, presses the kill switch on him, and then actually. Here's the thing that I didn't really understand. I don't know if it was a kill switch, like he's dead, like they killed him there, or I know he's like a omni op, op, omnipotent. He's like an omnipotent being. Like it seems like he lives beyond even this reality or whatever. But I don't know if that switch actually killed him, like he really, really died, or if it just turned his powers off, like puts him to sleep, and then when he came back, it's either because he really died, and then this is like him resurrecting in a way, or his kill switch, this triggered him to go into void mode. Very interesting how that becomes a thing because then he's literally able. That shows another side of him. Maybe he'll be able to control that more as Sentry. But it seems like Void, the Void side of Sentry, yeah, he's fucking insane. So he's all black and he's pretty fucking intimidating, and he has like those little beady eyes, like glowing white eyes, and it's great character design. Yeah, he comes and he fucking kills everyone. Pretty much, yeah. Like that's it. He spreads like a void, a black hole kind of void, just shadows, and like if you're touched by it, you go into that void. It's whether that void is death and you die, or it's like its own reality. I don't fucking know. It seems to be a reality with going further into the movie, but he becomes that. He starts killing people all over the goddamn New York. A very great scene happens when he does that, and he's causing the destruction. And that's when the Thunderbolts are like, "Oh yeah, oh, we got our ass kicked. What are we gonna do?" And immediately, and you have a great. This is why I'm saying the movie is very good. It really pulls. It makes you feel things, like emotions. There's a very great scene that I was fucking breaking down pretty goddamn much. In the movie with Yelena being like, "I'm just nothing," and like the void is just so big. And this is something that she said to Bob earlier. She's like, it's just this hole inside you, like you just want to just step into it, and who gives a shit? And like we're just so bad, we're nothing, will never amount to anything. And she's having this moment with her dad, and then he says a great line, which I think it's I might be misquoting it, but he's like, "And I'm the one that reminds you of how good you are. That's why we need each other, and that's why you need me, is because I make you remember what you are." And she's like, "Damn, that's really good." Whatever that line is before she said that he was saying, that's great, great scene. Um, but then Void starts going crazy. They start saving civilians, and they start actually working like a team. And this is the first moment, I guess, in the movie that you realize, oh shit, they actually might be a team. Like they actually seem to be working pretty well together too. Um, He saves Red Guardian at one point towards the end of this fight, or the saving civilian. Red Guardian sees a little girl, saves her as he's having a little moment with her. Void fucking kills her. you know, yeah, she died or went into the realm or whatever. But yeah, she's gone. She's gone. That's cool. I don't know what that little girl would be reliving. Probably the day that she dropped her ice cream or something. He starts going crazy for some reason. He doesn't kill them immediately. That's interesting. But he kills people all around them. They're like, "Well, this is fucking. We're cooked. Yeah, we're cooked. We gotta get the fuck out of here." And then at the same time, he makes like a shadow emit from where he's at, which is growing. And if you touch the shadow, you go into the void realm or whatever the fuck. Yelena had tries to have a moment with him, and because her and Sentry have this connection because she was helping him without her even knowing, like when he was like, "What are you doing? That emptiness is so big," and they're talking about depression and sad thoughts and sad feelings, and she's like, "Oh, I would know. I go through a lot of sad feelings and all these things too, but you keep being a better person and all that." And so he takes it into account, and she gets him. So she ends up stepping into the void. I forget exactly for what reason, whether it's to try to defeat him or because she's just tired and basically tries to kill herself. I forget. I think it's not the latter. I think she goes in trying to help and figure out what the fuck. Maybe she can talk Void out of it, or maybe whatever. She took a shot in the dark. Uh, but she made it. Clean bandit. Anyways, uh, no place I'd rather be. Classic song. Anybody get that reference? Nobody? Not camp. She gets in Void fucking hell, purgatory. Red Guardian sees his fucking daughter die in front of him and fucking loses his mind. The whole team is breaking down. We now transition into Yelena being in Void World, where it seems like it's just her, which we've gotten a glimpse of his powers before when he did it to John Walker to see into his past and moments that were not his brightest, let's just say. And then earlier when you saw Yelena go as a kid, where she set her friend up to be killed, you know. Um, so now it seems like when you're consumed by Void, you relive these experiences, and that's your reality over and over and over and over and over and over again. But it seems like there's like multiple rooms, so it's like its own dimension. I guess I don't know how that would work in with the Doctor Strange stuff, but the dimension of just rooms of and memories of your bad times, like bad, yeah, your personal bad times. But they're made even worse because you can react to them. Yelena goes in, figures out kind of in a way overcomes like her childhood trauma and or escapes that, figures out that she has to kind of find Void. So she tries to find Void, going through her memories of her past, and then she sees that it's like a dimensional thing. She's able to see him through mirrors and things, and eventually talks to him, gets through to him, goes into where he's at, and it seems like his story is that he's just a child that never was told to be anything. It was always beat down by his own family and stuff, which led to him being who he was. He was doing drugs. He was doing meth at one point. Remember, well, this comes in later in the movie, but you know, he was like a fucked up kid, which leads into him being how he is today, and just a fucked up kind of guy, weird guy. You know, she kind of goes, breaks through to him, has a nice moment with him. You know, just really like breaks through and makes him come kind of like to a realization. Turns out also he's in a room that's right above another room, which is a bad memory for him. And they kind of see that. They have a moment, and then it turns out this is I didn't really understand this part. It was the room started going fucking crazy sicko mode. Crazy shit was happening, and they were like tied. I like the symbolism of it, of what was happening, but it seems like they were both tied to each other's necks. I just don't get why that happened, like in the world, like logically. It just happened like randomly, and then they stopped. And then the Thunderbolts showed up. I think either John Walker broke the thing or Bucky broke the thing that was choking them. So like it was actually happening. I don't know. It was weird. It was kind of weird. You know, kind of weird. Didn't really understand that part, but whatever. They get in there and then they realize, hey, listen, how the fuck do we get out of here? So it seems like I don't know how they ended up meeting each other in that fucking place. Because if it's a reality of just a bunch of rooms and it's how do you meet at the same place and is it all connected? And does that mean other people can just walk in here? Like I don't understand how that worked, but it happened. So cool. Um, they end up trying to be like, all right, cool, you're cool now, Sentry. We've broken through to you, right? Can you help us at least escape here? Because he's still very reasonable, and I like that so far from Sentry, or whatever his fucking name is, Void at this point, Bob. Is that he's very sensible and reasonable, just not the best because he's kind of a little fucked up in the head, you know. So like, hey, can we try to figure out how to get the fuck out of here now, like just for a bit? They end up going through traumatic things, which then is one of the scenes, one of Bob's lowest lows, where he was a a chicken guy, and he was on meth. So that was funny. Another really bad time for him is when he was experimented on by the government, and one of the first times I guess he realized that he has powers is he made two scientists, presumably that were working on him, become nothing. He killed them. Yeah, he led them in Void Town, and they're probably still there. which leads them to actually fight Void. So now it's Bob, Bob version of Bob fighting Void version of Bob. Um, and then again, it's like a symbolism thing because he's fighting his inner self, his inner demons, his inner darkness. Um, and I like how it's made to lash out and tie up the people that are helping him or closest to him, like they do in the Thunderbolts. Red Guardian, Ghost, Walker, they're all tied up and stabbed and all this stuff, you know. Um, and it seems like he's trying to prove to the Void that he's stronger than him, so he starts beating the shit out of him. But in him beating the shit out of him, he is now becoming Void because he's stooping down to his level, which is a great scene. And then he's literally like actively becoming Void. So instead of him being like me, like skin tone and everything, he's becoming consumed by Void, which is great. The other Thunderbolts, I guess, realize this, go to help him and then save him. Yelena specifically has this great scene where she's like dodging for all this shit, doing backflips and stuff, and it really just highlights her movement and again doing a great job of showing her powers and stuff. She goes over to Void, makes it over to him, helps him stop from becoming Void, and yeah, saves him. And it's great. And then they get out from Void Town. And it's like, whoa, amazingness. And then they all kind of fall back at one point because like he's not coming off, so they help him, and then they all have this moment. They all fall back. Cinematography is great. I thought that was pretty cool. Even though it was nothing crazy, but I just thought it was cool. From then on, I think there was one more scene. I forget where they end up being. Ah, fuck! I forget. They save him. They pull Bob off of being Void, and then what? After he defeats Void, aka his inner demons, they come back to reality, and then it seems like the whole Void and Shadow things that he was doing in the middle of New York, they all start to disappear, and then all the people start to come back. So wow, look, they saved the day. The Thunderbolts did a good thing. Woohoo! Hooray! Amazing! Right? Really enjoyed the movie. Then after that, I didn't really understand this part, the like ending of the movie, which is it's such a like I don't know, almost like a breath of fresh air that a movie's like so easy to understand and so like it just happens. Again, the thing happened like in a couple days. I just like that. Maybe it's a thing of mine, a tick of mine. They're walking away and then they walk right into Valentina, who is back. I think she died, got consumed because everybody got consumed in the area. Uh, they walk right into like her news press conference thing, and then she plays it off like, "Look, these are the new Avengers that I'm assembling," and then they just kind of stand there and accept it. And I'm like, fine, we'll take it. That's something I didn't really like too much. They're like, okay, sure. They just kind of went along with it. At least in the moment, they didn't say anything. And then Yelena sure does come up to her and she's like, "We fucking own you," or whatever. But why go along with this and play into being the new Avengers? What do you gain from it other than I sure guess being the Avengers? But like, you still hate her. Like, why don't you just turn her in? They kind of like seem to have gone along for the wave in a way. I don't know. Maybe I missed something there. Yeah, and then the movie ends, and it was a great movie. And yeah, the emotional tones, the highlights of it, the emotional tones really stuck with me. Like I'm telling you, I was fucking crying in the goddamn movie theater because they was so goddamn good, the emotions, and they did a great job of portraying that. Specifically, Yelena was a fucking highlight. John Walker was great to oh man, smash thing, move, super soldier, strong, tossed shield, fun, great, love that. Red Guardian was fucking hilarious. Ghost was a cool character to see. Taskmaster was a very cool character to see fight, and I do get where people are coming from that they wish they would have seen more because she was pretty cool to see fight. She was fucking whooping ass. Uh, Bob as a character, I thought he'd be kind of stupid, but I like him. I like him, and I like that he has to fight void inside him. You know, because it seems like maybe that's something that could just be unleashed at any time. So he has to current like practice fighting that. It's cool. Sentry, cool. Ah, my bad. Sentry, cool character. More excited to see more of him. Um, what else? And then yeah, the movie ends and they actually 14 months later jump forward into the future, which is crazy. I didn't think that they'd fucking do that. So that's why all these goddamn people have been saying, "Oh yeah, New Avengers. This is called in the stuff the Thunderbolts, the New Avengers." Now I get why you've been calling it that. Oh. So yeah, it 14 months later, they really are the new Avengers. It seems like they're like in a new Avengers headquarters, and they have the Avengers logo, and they're Avengers. It seems like, and they just came back from a mission or whatever, doing whatever the fuck they did, and it seems like their chemistry is still great, running strong. This is a couple months, 14 months in the future, so their looks changed and everything. You're like, oh wow, they've grown accustomed to each other. Their chemistry is even a little bit better. So it's just like Jesus, how much better can it get? It's pretty fucking good. Um, and it's funny, and it shows them actually being the new Avengers, which is like what they actually went through with it is wild. And then Bob is there also, so he's also part of that. So I'm interested to see what he's done in the meantime and how he is as a character now, his abilities and all that. He had like a milkshake in a book, so it seems like it seems like he's a chill guy. Sorry that I killed literally 200,000 people at one time in New York. My bad, OG. I brought them back. Fuck their trauma that they went through, that I made them go through, and they probably have to relive for like years in their time space continuum while being in this dimension. But Bob wants a milkshake now and wants to read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, or whatever the fuck, or some people's Wattpad bullshit. Maybe he's on a goddamn Amazon Kindle. I don't know. Anyways, it was very cool to see that, and yeah, it was like wow, okay, so that's a thing. And then on top of that, wait a minute. Huge moment in the goddamn movie, the Fantastic fucking Four. The Thing, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and Reed. I can stretch it any size and girth you want. Richards is on board that goddamn ship. Ain't that wild? The Fantastic Four have officially been um teased and shown, well, other than John Krasinski's thing, in the MCU. They've officially been shown. Holy shit. So it's like, oh wow, they're in here now, which then tells you can kind of piece together what happens in the Four movie. They either beat Galactus and then somehow come to this dimension because it seems like they're from a different dimension. So they come to this dimension, right? Maybe they stay. We'll see obviously how that goes, or somewhere of them fighting Galactus, they momentarily slip into our MCU. I think 616 universe. Um, they're here though, baby. They literally came into our dimension, which is wild. And now to see them interact with the new Avengers is gonna be nice, and it makes you more excited for, um, you know, fucking Fantastic Four. It's just wild that they showed that. I was like, whoa, no way. The movie overall was fucking great. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I could have fucking watched like I was gonna say 2 more hours. I don't know about 2 more hours. I was fucking hungry. I watched like another hour of that movie. It was good. It was that good. Um, if I were to rate it 1 out of 10, that's a good question. I don't know. Mm, I think I would give it like a 9. It was very good. Maybe because of also things that I maybe because of things that I connect with, but a lot of things in the movie I was like, oh yeah, no, this like I connect with this. Like it was just good. It was hitting a great emotional spot. And it was great. Great, good movie was good. I like man. Go watch movie, man. Like movie. That's it. Bye.